Would you read this, Sean? Are you familiar with John of Damascus? Do you know anything about him?
No.
That's all right.
Yeah. So John says, they say also that there are 7 zones of the heaven, one higher than the other. The heaven of heaven, then, is the first heaven, which is above the firmament. So here we have 2 heavens, for God called the firmament also heaven. And it is customary in the divine scriptures to speak of the air also as heavens, because we see it above us. Bless him, it says, all you birds of the heaven, meaning of the air. For it is the air and not the heaven that is the region in which the birds fly. So here we have 3 heavens, as the divine apostle said. But if you should wish to look upon the 7 zones as 7 heavens, there is no injury done to the word of truth.
No injury done. I love this. This is a good quote for the people that want to attack us and be upset that we're saying that there's 7 heavens, right? Listen to John of Damascus here. John of Damascus was a Christian monk, priest, hymnographer, and apologist born and raised in Damascus in 675 AD. And he goes on to say a little bit more. I just wanted to bring this up because we've looked at, Testament of Levi, Apocalypse of Abraham. We've looked at other passages, including as well as historical writings from like Irenaeus, disciple of Polycarp, who's the disciple of John the Apostle. Nonetheless, Irenaeus said that he agreed that there were 7 heavens. We've looked at lots of cosmologies that had varying numbers of heavens. And then we've even, the past few slides, we looked at biblical cosmology represented. And sometimes there's only one dome usually represented in those depictions. Other times they do go on to say there's 3. We would propose there's 7. And John of Damascus doesn't have any argument about that. He goes on to say, for it is usual in the Hebrew tongue to speak of heaven in the plural, that is, as heavens. And when a Hebrew wishes to say heaven of heaven, he usually says heavens of heavens. And this clearly means heaven of heaven, which is above the firmament, and the waters which are above the heavens, whether it is the air and the firmament, or the 7 zones of the firmament, or the firmament itself, which is spoken of in the plural as heavens, according to the Hebrew custom. So a little bit of tongue twister there, but he's just trying to elaborate that, maybe trying to settle the argument, right, and cause some peace between the brothers that were maybe even arguing in that time, right? 7th century, 8th century.
Have you guys ever seen that the video where people ask Siri a calculation question, and so that they get a whole bunch of zeros, and Siri's just going 0 0 0 0 0 0, and then they start dropping a beat to it,
Yeah.
Heaven, 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 heaven. That's all I'm hearing. John's sitting over here.
There you go.
Heaven, 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 heaven.